back. Welcome home to Break the Noise. My name is Mirth. If you've never been here before, welcome back. I actually took a much needed rest from uploading, but I will be back. I am back. I wasn't done filming, but I definitely wasn't uploading. So to all my friends and fans, we're back. So today's video is gonna be a throwback from February. I watched The Bachelor. The season finale was sometime in March, but I had recorded this weeks before the finale, before hometowns, if you watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. And I wanted you guys to see like my process, how I thought about it, what my thoughts are. Hi guys, welcome home to Break the Noise. Today we're gonna be talking about The Bachelor. I have a take. We're on the top 4 of The Bachelor on ABC, and I definitely don't want to go through this alone, so I wanted to bring you guys on the ride with me. First off, if you've never seen The Bachelor, I want to tell you a little bit about it because I know what it sounds like, and it exactly is what it sounds like, but different. So the goal of this show, supposedly, is to get married at the end after you have up to 30 people to choose from in the span of like a month and a half. So the contestant starts off with 30 contestants that they can, The Bachelor starts off with 30 contestants that they can choose from. And through those 30 contestants, they're going to have conversations, they're gonna go on dates, some group dates, some one-on-one dates, and through that process, they will find someone that at the end they want to be engaged with. So that is the concept of The Bachelor. The reason I like it is because I'm like, okay, at this end of this, you're gonna date, but you're going to like hopefully get married, because after engagement comes marriage. And the reason I point that out is for further points after this, right? So the point of the show is to get engaged and then eventually get married. I know y'all can hear the strain in my voice because we're on top 4. We are week 5 top 4, which sounds logistical because I told you it's a month and a half, but it feels like the process has been going really like fast. Like I'm talking slow, but it's been going real fast, like 2 times speed on TikTok, fast. We're on the top 4. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I've had to rehearse multiple times. Like, what are the top 4? Okay, Zoe, like right now, Zoe, Dina, Letitia, and Juliana. Like, it took me time to do that. And it's only because I have no idea, like literally, I can't remember what they talked about the first day. Can't even, who did I say? Zoe, Letitia, Juliana, and Dina, I believe. Okay, so it has been fulfilling and unfulfilling all at the same time. It's not supposed to fulfill anything. It's just supposed to be a fun time. You grab a glass of wine Tuesday night, Monday night, depending on when you watch it, and just enjoy yourself. But I haven't learned anything about the girls much. There's not competitive too, which I really appreciate. What I really appreciate about this season is that the women are not as catty as they could be. They have definitely been catty. They've definitely been at each other's throats, but there has been a minimal amount of degrading and coming down on each other, except for obviously they always have a villain arc. A villain arc is like a character where they just make that person the monster for the season so that they have something or someone to throw shade at, so that it gets interesting, because at the end of the day, we're just watching 30 people go on dates and they want to spice it up. So if the lead isn't that controversial or isn't that misogynist or too out of left field, then they make up a character based on traits that in the real world you could brush off, but when you're under pressure and there is, alcohol involved supposedly, then it starts to wear the person out more, and they just aren't able to be as PC or ready for camera as they should be, because they signed up for a dating show. And the reason why I say it like that too is because like you signed up for a dating show, babes. You did. So Grant is our bachelor. He is in his 30s, early 30s, I think 31 if I'm not mistaken. and he is ready to find love. He grew up in a single parent household. Him and his dad are reconnecting. They come together. Grant is a sweet guy. He does like stock trading, I believe, and he used to play basketball professionally, and now he doesn't, but he really likes basketball. He believes in God, and that's all we have of him. That was 5 weeks ago. That's all I know about him today. I don't know anything deeper about him. I know he has a sister who he cares about a lot, and I know that we're supposed to learn about the girls, but again, like I told you, off the top of my head, I can't remember much about the girls. So we're gonna go with the top 4 because this is where we're at now. So Grant has narrowed it down to Letitia, Dina, Juliana, and Zoe. I know that Letitia is a Mormon. I know that Zoe wrestles. I know that Juliana comes from an Italian family. And I know that Dina is a lawyer. That is all. That is all I still know about them. So I have no clue, no idea how Grant is going to make a decision to marry somebody by the end of the show. Which is why there's been longer engagements, because the lead, I think, needs more training on how to get information out of them, because the women are not willing to give up more information. It's fun, it's cute, it's a competition. The competition part is going well, like they're on the challenge, but the romantic part is getting sucked out of The Bachelor. We no longer are focused on actually getting to know this person. We want to get more time with him to get a rose, but we no longer are focused on the actual agenda. The agenda at the end of this is to get engaged and then get married. Like, that's the point of the show. But I feel like we're missing out on that. I feel like we're not. If all I know about one of you, I just found out, I'm about to meet, let's start with Letitia. Grant is about to meet her parents next week, or hopefully by the time you see this next week, but if not, she's just met her parents. How are we seeing each other for the last 5 weeks and you're just now telling me you're Mormon? How does that just come up? Like, you're about to meet my family and I'm finding out you're Mormon today? Okay, moving on. Juliana, she's a sweetie. I don't have any qualms with her because I don't know her. She and him both of them have dealt with family members that have dealt with addiction. And Juliana says, like, hey, I sometimes pretend to be happy because I want people to feel okay even when I'm not okay. And I enjoyed, and like, really for me, and I'll say at the end who my winner is or who I think should win, but Juliana has really put herself in the forefront in that aspect of being honest, transparent, and really letting us know what is going on in her mind, so we're not always guessing. And I think that's good for Grant too. So Juliana, I don't have qualms with. I just wish they had more serious conversations too. Like, what else are we supposed to talk about? I don't know. That was a very serious conversation. But does he have enough information to dig deeper with her? I don't like how she always makes sexual innuendo jokes. I think we're too old for that now. Like, I'm assuming she's in her late 20s. They were in kilts, and she's like, oh my God. That was not necessary. Like, he's a grown man. Like, you're not 5 years old. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that frustrates me. Like, we should not be making innuendos and making men feel like meat and women feel like meat. Sometimes it's funny in the moment and they could have cut it out, but there's no reason to make so many innuendo jokes about people when they're not around too, because we're more than just our physicality. And I'm sure Grant has dealt with that too, of being like treated like a piece of meat. So I didn't appreciate that about her. So that's why I gave all the good juicy stuff about her, but one of the things I did not appreciate was her treating him like meat at times. I feel like she was one of the main ones that made so many jokes. Dina's a lawyer, and we know that, and she's talked about that. I appreciated her. I do feel like the dynamic is that the way that they're spinning it, the producers are spinning it, is that like Grant couldn't necessarily deal with a woman who was more upfront or on top of things as he is, and he's gonna have to learn to work with that. But because Grant is the guy, kind of guy that he's portrayed himself to be, it never comes off as that. He's like, hey, you know, maybe I need a woman who stands up for me more. Maybe I need a woman who also is willing to go 50-50 with me. Maybe I need a woman who's willing to communicate more in different ways than me. Maybe I don't always have to like be the only one that's serving in relationships. So she was able to get away from that narrative, but they could have easily made Dina the target number one just by the way she goes about it. Now, I don't know if it's the way that she was portrayed or the way that I was able to see it as a viewer. I do feel like she became his mom more than his partner. I could see that being one of the reasons why she goes home, because he even says, I think twice or 3 times, you remind me of my mom, which can be good because, you know, oh, you remind me of my dad or you remind me of my mom. But I really feel like she's given him, sometimes like she makes decisions for him. And that's going to come back to a discussion that we're going to have a little bit later. I don't feel like Dina and him go together like white on rice or like peanut butter and jelly. I feel the tension even from here, and it's not because of her role, but it's because the lifestyle that he seems to want and the lifestyle that she seems to want doesn't seem to mesh as well as it could. And that is, as a viewer, I don't know what their personal conversations look like, but I personally don't see them working out. I see her getting eliminated during hometowns. Like, if they're only taking 2 after hometown, I believe that Dina is going to be one of the 2 that goes home. Zoe. I see you. I see you. I see you. Because she's trying to keep her mouth shut. I feel like Zoe is a person who didn't go to therapy until like maybe the last 3 years, and is learning so many things right now in real time that she learned in therapy, and is trying to apply all of it at once, which is why her face might be like a little twisted sometimes, where she's trying to be quiet and she's like, because she wants to talk. The old Zoe would have spoken up. The old Zoe might have caught some hands. The old Zoe might have cried, but she is trying to guard her heart in these moments, guard her mindset in these moments, and not be the person that she used to be, which is why her face looks all twisted up sometimes, which is why all these things. But when I tell you, Zoe, A+, Zoe, I know, you and I both know you're not making it. You're not winning this season. The reason why is because if you've never watched the show before, the contestants are chosen to go on dates based on what the Bachelor wants to do. They either go on group dates or one-on-ones. If you have a one-on-one, that means usually you get a rose on the one-on-one, you get chosen, things like that. If there's conflict between 2 women, they sometimes do a 2-on-1 so he can send one of them home. Zoe, and we're talking about Zoe, has not gotten a one-on-one, has not had the opportunity to sit down with the Bachelor one-on-one, which means she's never actually been on an actual date with just him. She has only been on group dates. So think about that and putting that into reality. This week, he's about to meet her family, her whole family, and he's never been on a one-on-one date with her. So Zoe, like a true woman, goes, hey, they're sitting down after a group date, I believe. Yeah, after the group date. Zoe goes, hey, bro, like, I'm reenacting this, right? Like, I don't know how you feel about me. And he's like, what do you mean? I like you. So he's like, well, you like me? Well, if you like me, why haven't I gone on a one-on-one date with you yet? And he's looking at her, and she's looking at him, and he has the audacity, the unmitigated gall to go, you know, it's not about that. It's about the fact that anything can change at any time. This conversation is an opportunity for things to change. Like, that's not how I'm deciding things on, right? So, like I mentioned earlier, the one that he got he chose Letitia. That is how fast this season has been going. I couldn't tell you what these girls' names are. And I mean that in the most respectful way. I know what they look like. I know where they're from. But I can barely pronounce their names because it's going so fast. And I can't keep track of them. But I think it's Letitia. If it's not Letitia, I will go and apologize and insert a video of me apologizing. Latia sounds good. But anyway, she's Mormon. She's got 2 one-on-one dates. If she didn't get the second one-on-one date, she would not have been able to tell him that she was Mormon unless because she wasn't on the group date. She would have been on the group date. I guess she would have told him then. But back to Zoe. Zoe never got a one-on-one date. And he's going to look her in the eyes and tell her, hey, you still have a chance. You still have opportunity. Da, da, da. Well, apparently she did. But even so, if she's mentally processing this and physically in her emotions, sitting with herself, she would have sent herself home. But this show travels. So she's in the middle of wherever she is right now, Edinburgh, Scotland, I believe. They're in Scotland right now. So she's not going to just be like, oh, bye, I'm going to leave. She's going to just enjoy the rest of her vacation. And she's about to get home anyway. So I think that's why she wasn't just like, okay, bye, because you don't like me. She's going to get a free flight home anyway. I don't know how the flights work when she gets eliminated. I don't know if they have to pay for their own flights back. But she's getting to go home anyway. So might as well. But I think Zoe would be to, like, obviously let him meet her family. But be like, hey, honestly, not even let him meet her family. Stop at the doorstep and be like, hey, if we're both being honest with each other, I don't think this is going anywhere. You have 4 other people. We've never actually been on a one-on-one date. And I don't want to embarrass my family like this. It's been great to know you, Grant, but I'm sorry. And she got a flight back home. And she kept up with the show. I mean, what else? What else are we to do? After not having a one-on-one day, their literal date is silence. Was Zoe silence or silenced?
So alive. Like, we would have so much fun. We could understand each other.
Listen, Zoe's here for a reason, and I'm happy to see where today could bring us.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? I'm hoping for something chill, some romance. I think today will be good for us and that we will understand each other a bit better and hopefully at the end of this, feel really connected and choose each other.
All right, so today we're gonna do something that I'm not good at.
Cool.
But it's about our connection. But the trick is there's no talking.
Ooh, okay.
Ready?
Do I think hometown dates would change anything? I don't think hometown dates are going to change anything. Absolutely not. His top 2 are Letitia and Juliana. Those are his top 2. Some bachelors make it more obvious than others. Sadly, sorry but not sorry. Zoe's going home and so is Dina. He had to pick a top 4. He picked the top 4, but it's Juliana and Letitia or Latia. Make this video too, and this is ode to Grant. Grant, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. You're doing a lot. I don't know who started it. I think it was Ben Higgins. I believe, Ben, like, you need to come. You need to go to this Bachelor slaughterhouse because you started this whole thing where we're kissing more than one girl the first night. So usually in the past, one of the reasons why The Bachelor was such a staple show is because it's just family friendly. You can have your grandma, you can have your dad, you can have your mom. Everybody and their mother from the ages of 0 to 100 can watch The Bachelor. But now it's become more of like the shows on different, you know, like Netflix shows that are coming out now. A little bit more on the, you know, it's not as bad as it could be, don't get me wrong. It's not too hot to handle, it's none of that. But the first night should be you meeting people, and usually they wouldn't kiss except for like 1 or 2 people. They wouldn't kiss but 1 or 2 people. But now they've been kissing more people. So I think Grant kissed up to 5 girls the first night out of 25, if I'm believing, out of 20 or 25. It makes it more obvious when you kiss more girls because the girls are not going to be thinking, oh, did I make a connection with him? Oh, did I get to know him? They're going to be thinking, oh, I need to kiss him because I need to make sure that I last past the first night. So it's no longer about that emotional connection that we're trying to garner or getting to know somebody on an intimate level. It's more about, hey, who can kiss him first so I make sure that I stay for the rest of the night. So it takes away from the value of the show as a whole because the point of the show is to get engaged and to be married, which we're getting farther away from in the past recent years. Bachelorettes who just were not just making out with everybody and their mother, but actually taking it one step at a time. There's no need to rush. Just like learning to fly or falling in love. That's what we need to do. Take it one step at a time. It's going so fast. You don't know this person's name. You couldn't even remember this person's name unless the producer told you, and we're already tongue kissing on the first date. Not the first date, mind you. This is the first day that I'm meeting you. This is not our first date because you haven't been chosen for a group date or one-on-one yet. This is the first day that I'm meeting you, and we're already tongue kissing on day one. We need to back it up a little bit, The Bachelor. If you're a bachelor or bachelorette, it doesn't make you less or more or less valuable if you kiss them the first night. If your connection is strong, even if you didn't kiss them, they should still want you to move forward. Kissing should not be a standard for this show. And also, shout out to Latia. I did not know how to say your name correctly throughout this video. At the time, I didn't want to re-record, but I know your name is Latia after much correction. So I apologize. Your name is Latia, and you deserve it, queen. And stunning outfits, stunning personality, absolutely gorgeous. Come on now. So yes, absolutely. I wish you all the best. Praying for your success. And what else? And girl, yeah. Let's talk about the funny moments from the season. Honestly, this season has been one of my favorites because of the fact that they have so many culturally exclusive moments of being like, okay, these contestants are around the same age as me. So in the past, when they would bring in a pianist or a musician, I may or may not know them. But when you tell me you have Emily Sandé, you have Mario, like, you should let me love you, let me be the one to, like, we getting Mario, we getting Emily Sandé, like, we are getting moments and experiences. We're getting the Bridgerton era where they're playing like Bridgerton music, and we're having a castle, and we're getting all dressed up. We're getting the mall. The mall was giving Stranger Things, absolutely. But that is so adorable to get a mall closed out for you and you could just have fun. Like, obviously Alex and him hadn't been in that place. Alex is one of the contestants where she could enjoy it fully because it was more of like an intimate thing of like having a whole mall to yourself. But y'all are just fun and having like, this is so intimate. A whole building shut down for just you two. I absolutely loved it. The intimacy levels are on 10. It was the first time they were meeting each other, but intimacy levels was on 10 for me personally. So I love the date ideas this season. I don't like they took a private jet to Las Vegas. They flew. One thing I didn't like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the producers of The Bachelor. I don't care if you're The Bachelor. I'm not jumping off of nothing for you. I don't got no ring on my finger. I'm not jumping off a building for you. I'm not jumping off anything for you. No. Why? Why am I doing this? What for what? Are we getting paid after this? Absolutely not. A perfectly good bridge. We're jumping off a perfectly good bridge. Absolutely not. Anyway, but that was one of my favorite parts. The artists this season, absolutely spectacular. The dates this season, been really good. I like the rapping. You know what? I capped because I'll talk about the dates I did like. I like the mall date. I like the Juliana's one-on-one date. I like the, I think they dressed up as bulls. I like all the walking in towns, getting to know them, going to travel, walking around with food. I did not like the end of the Mario date where they got to do a rap for him and all of a sudden it turned into, because for some reason as women, we don't have to give our bodies in order to get attention. And one person did a lap dance, now everybody's doing a lap dance. Why are we all doing a lap dance for? Absolutely not. Like, if in national television, why are you giving this man a lap dance on national television? Like, this don't make no sense. So, and obviously people be like, okay, well, they can do whatever they want to. On Love Island, on Too Hot to Handle, do what you want to do. This is The Bachelor. This is not like Love Island, you know? If you've watched the show for many years, you know that like, it used to be safe for you to put on The Bachelor in the background and your mom and dad could walk by and you'd be like, okay, cool. Like, now I'm like, what is going on? And it is so funny. Truthfully, one of the reasons I wanted to make this video is if you do watch the show, interesting. If you don't, you also get this intellectual look at it as well too. One thing that I really has been burning my blood, like really getting to my blood, is our exposure to so many things when we watch TV. So whether it's anime, whether it's whatever we're watching, the creators of the show or the producers of the show are trickling in different things that I feel like should not be there in order to have a conducive show and in order to be a viewer that feels comfortable watching. So in the past, I don't remember seeing this as often, and I don't remember seeing it at all, but in the last 3 or 4 seasons, the Bachelor show has literally exposed children and parents and people in general to ritualistic events and ideas and thoughts and of other religions, of different spiritual religions, without my consent. And what I mean by that is I'm watching a show where the contestants themselves barely talk about religion, barely talk about what they believe in. That's why 2 seconds before you meet my family, you're gonna find out I'm Mormon. And I have been exposed to multiple spiritual circles, multiple tarot card readings. And I'm like, bro, like, they just inputted this tarot card reading last week or this week of The Bachelor. Like, oh my God, your life is gonna be horrible. I'm like, bro, I know for a fact Grant doesn't do tarot card readings. Why is that included in the show just because you're in Scotland? It's not like a big part of Scotland heritage is tarot card readings. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm assuming that it is not a big part of it. Why was it even included there? Just because you go to a fair does not mean there has to be a tarot card reading there. I felt uncomfortable. I could tell that Grant felt uncomfortable. And I'm sick and tired of the last 4 seasons of me being literally pushed on ritualistic dances, ritualistic things that I didn't sign up for. So now I think the ritual, the tarot card reading, is just as bad as the lap dance for me personally as a viewer. I don't want it. I know there's a lot of people that don't want it. If you're gonna do that, do it off camera. I don't care. But what point does it make? What does it add to it, right? Even Joey and Kelsey, they had to get a tarot card reading too. Why? Why? For what reason? Like, I'm actually upset about it. Like, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, bro, you've exposed me to so many spiritual actions. Granted, you guys know what I believe in. But I'm saying in general, like, if we're not gonna go to church on The Bachelor, like, hey, like, let's go to a church ceremony and let's sit down in church for a second, record it, cut it up, then why am I being taken to someone else's spiritual practice that is not the Bachelor spiritual practice, that is not the contestant spiritual practice, and we're just including it in the mix as if it's just there? It's not just there. You purposely put a tarot card reading in there. You purposely put a ritualistic sun dancing, putting different things. This is people's religion that you are putting on TV, but it's supposedly PG. And it's not, because it's freedom of religion, but not everyone's religion gets spoken about or gets to be talking about, because we don't even talk about the lead's religion. So why are you including other types of spirituality and things? And I'm upset about this because it's been in the last 5 seasons where it's just heavy on the spirituality. Americans, especially people who are watching The Bachelor, we're not really looking for this exposure of spirituality, this exposure of different types of things, because it doesn't even correlate with where they're at or who the Bachelor is. Has nothing to do with the same thing. The two don't go together. I don't like the fact that they're doing that and exposing people, because it is, like I said, again, PG. Spirituality is being pushed so hard. Now it's not Christianity, it's spirituality. And I honestly do not feel comfortable by that. So we have our final 4. We're coming to the end of this. If you have any questions about the show, or like, how have you been feeling while watching this season, let me know. I have 2 suggestions before we end the video today. My first one is, I've also been watching the Love is Blind. I know the Love is Blind fandom is growing. I talk to people and be like, oh my God, I'm watching TV. What are you watching? Love is Blind is like the top 3 things they're doing, even though the season has a mind of its own suggestions for the Bachelor franchise, because I think it's going to change the dynamic of the show. And I think it's going to change the dynamic of how we watch it and how interested we are in it. So the first one is, I think that we should keep fantasy suites till after the engagement. Listen here. I personally believe this is the way to go, because everyone's been obsessed with Love is Blind, and you know, teach its own, to each its own. But if you see something, do it good. If it's not broke, don't fix it. The Bachelor people, the Love is Blind people, they get engaged and then they do honeymoon and all that other stuff. I think it's going to shock America if you go, hey, this season on The Bachelor, we're gonna do the engagements and then fantasy suites. Because, and it's not even fantasy suites, it's gonna be fantasy suite. I don't think it has been good for the brand of the show. The second thing, I don't think it's been good for the brand of the show for these long engagements. You are getting engaged and then dating for 3 years. Makes sense because you literally know this person for a month and a half. It makes sense. And you're not obligated to, but I really think there should be in the contract, The Bachelor, if you guys do not get married within a year, we're taking back the ring. Why have we been dating for 2 years? Yeah, we're engaged. But long engagement, 3-year long engagements, it's taking away from the value of the show. The point of the show was that we don't see it, but you guys get married, or sometimes we do see it. And of course, getting divorces is not like, you know what I mean? The point of this all, and doing all of this based on the premise of, by the way, like, I know that this show is based on attraction. It's based on conversation because they rarely talk about their belief system. And if you're a person who enjoys this show, I think as a person of faith, this show kind of makes you understand, and it solidifies my faith for me. You're basing spending the rest of your life on what? On what belief system? On what values? Because you're attracted to the person, because you want to have a good time with them, because you want a life partner. We need something deeper. These dating shows are showing you, like, especially married people, they'll be like, oh, I watched Pop the Balloon today. I watched Love is Blind, and I said, thank you, God, for my man. Thank you, God, for my partner, because they understood the importance of having a good and faithful relationship. Watching this dating show makes me realize, thank you, God, for the faith that I have. Because there's no way you're spending the rest of your life, 50 years, solely based on attraction and if we can have a good time together. And people say moral and values. Can we break down what the moral and values are? Can we have more authentic, raw conversations on The Bachelor? I don't just want a trauma dump. I don't want a trauma dump session. I want real, authentic conversations. What can we talk about where you actually feel like this person is well-rounded, where you feel like these two are going to mesh? Because to be honest with you, I'm going to give my prediction for who I feel like will win this season. And this is no spoilers. This is not, I didn't go on a reality Steve, you know? I definitely think Juliana is going to win this season because
In my heart, Juliana makes me happy. And it's not only her beauty, her presence, her laugh. What I see in Juliana is a woman of strong character, a woman that's compassionate and caring, a woman that wants love. And, you know, I love Juliana very much. And I see a forever love between us. And that's why I want to be with her.
Letitia, or Latia, I don't know where is Mormon. You don't just skirt past that. It's not just a, oh my God, I used to date people in my religion. She goes, oh my God, I used to only date people in my religion, but now I want to do something different. You don't just do something different with that type of religion. You don't just go outside it like, da, 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 da. It's not just like a la, 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 la thing. I don't even know. The hometowns are about to be epic. Just off that alone, we're just gonna, off that alone, hometowns are about to be epic. But anywho, I say all that to say, we need to bring back the core of what The Bachelor was in the beginning, which is, hey, I meet a bunch of people, but I'm gonna make a decision for this person to be my partner for life. And there has been a lot of couples that have been engaged or dated or gotten married. Not a lot, like, based on the seasons, absolutely not. But in the past, it's like, hey, we got on the show, within a year, we're married, we're continuing this life. Now, it's like, hey guys, Please just been long engaged, traveling the world together and doing brand deals. Nah. Until you get married, the point of this show is not for a long engagement. It's not to meet someone to get engaged with. It's to meet someone to get married with. So whatever it is that's holding you up, you guys have already moved in together. You've already, like, what are you waiting for? Anyway, on a lighter note, I think the winner is going to be Juliana because his belief system is not going to match up with Letitia. I have no idea. Do you know? I have no idea who's coming out of this car.
Oh. Dang.
Shoot. He couldn't commit to the kids.
I told you, his face kind of fell. And he likes adventure. She doesn't like that.
I'm so excited to see Grant, and I'm ready to get engaged today.
Zoe has not gone a one-on-one, so that's obviously out. Dina and him will clash in terms of lifestyle and just the way he wants to treat his woman and how she wants to be treated. I don't think it's gonna go together. I don't see any chemistry with them. Letitia, Dina, and Juliana. He's just in a fun, whimsical place, and he wants a girl who loves him, and Juliana truly seems to care about him. So bye guys, thank you guys so much for watching. It was so great getting to run down and do little clips with The Bachelor. It's one of my favorite franchises, but honestly, I think with some of the changes that I mentioned, it'd be even better. It's just a fun watch, and next time I will bring my glass of wine. It was so great getting to spend time with you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and click like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for joining me today, and I can't wait for you guys to watch more. Bye!